guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video might be a little bit controversial, but I am going to be going over all the handbag brands that I have received in PR, so that I have received for free. And you probably see a ton of influencers here on YouTube talk about these brands or mention these brands because they are reaching out to us and they are offering us handbags for free. But I'm going to be ranking them from handbag brands that I think you should invest in, some that are like, yeah, I'm on the fence about, and other ones I would definitely say no. So I'm hoping that this goes over smoothly. I did want to mention as well that I am still a very small influencer, but I get constant emails from different brands, whether it is from clothing brands, handbag brands, jewelry brands. The amount of emails I get from Shein and Temu, I don't even know. It's off the charts. I feel like they message me every single day, and I will never ever work with those brands. But I do have a small list of brands as well that have reached out to me, and these are all handbag brands, and you probably see a lot of influencers that have worked with them but I have chose to not work with them for different reasons. It doesn't mean in the future I may not give them a try, but here are some brands that have messaged me that I have chosen not to work with. So The Horse, Menier Paris, Oleada, Barakami, JW Pay, Dawn's Lunt, and is it LME? I don't know how to pronounce it. Those are the handbag brands specifically that have reached out to me. I might be missing a couple, but for some reason here or there, I've just chosen not to work with them. It doesn't mean in the future I may not, but typically when a brand reaches out to me, I'll look at a couple of different things. So I'll look at their story, I'll look at how and where it's made, I'll also look at the handbag designs itself, and if none of those three kind of align with me or something just feels off, I will just forego working with them. We're going to start with the handbag brands that I wouldn't recommend. So the first one, you're probably going to be a little bit shocked, and it's Polene. So I received 2 handbags from Polene. One of them I gave away, number 8. I don't know if they still make that design anymore. It looked like a mushroom. And then also this one, which I believe they phased out and they brought a new handbag in that replaced it, but this was the Cabas. And so they sent me these 2 handbags and asked if I would review them, and I was so excited because I had been seeing so many influencers show Polene handbags, and I was like, wow, like, you know, I'd love to receive one. You know, maybe at that point I kind of thought, you know, oh, I've made it somewhere on YouTube if I get a Polene handbag. So the reason why I would not recommend them, so I generally don't treat my handbags really rough. I'm okay with them, you know. I wouldn't say that I throw them around or that I mistreat them, but the leather on this, okay, I'm going to try and get close up so you can see. I don't know if you can see, there's a scratch right there on this handbag, and then this is the part that was frustrating. It was like the leather here was beginning to peel, and I'm not sure how that happened. It looked like it may have gotten scratched, but there's quite a number of those marks all over this part of this handbag here. So I remember when I had first used it and I got these marks, I was like, oh, that's weird. You know, like I said, I'm not particularly rough with my handbags. So that definitely frustrated me, even though I did receive it for free. This is just full of empty dust bags. That's, you know, I just don't use this. I didn't even show this in my last handbag collection just because I don't like it. I like the style. I will also say the leather, I find, just gets really kind of crumpled and wrinkled. You can kind of see there. This design of the handbag, I mean, I think it's just the way that it's sewn, but it just looks a little bit messy. Like this side looks off from this side. This side looks like how it probably should have looked, while this side looks a little bit warped. And it's not because it's stuffed in any way, shape, or form. I just feel like, see that side too? It just looks, it looks off. It just doesn't look like it was made correctly. The other thing I will say about this is that you can kind of hear this. It feels very rubbery. Let me show you my Kuyana one for reference. Like there's no rubbery sound for this. You can just hear the paper, but the leather doesn't have that same rubbery noise. I've seen the videos of the crazy lineups of people outside the Polene stores, and I really think it's just, you know, the fact that it was bought by LVMH, that people are just going crazy for it now. But the quality of this, I wouldn't say that it's there. I also find this bag really heavy. The numero 8, like I said, I gave that away. I think I wore it once, and it just wasn't my style, but also the leather too, like just the feel of the leather. It's very similar to this one. I feel like the quality is not there for the price point that you're paying. I just feel like it's really overhyped right now. That is one handbag brand that I would say, save your coin, get another one that I'm going to show you. The next brand is Parisa Wang. So I had 4 handbags I received from Parisa Wang. I actually gave 2 to my mom that she liked. I don't know if she really wears them. She primarily wears Coach handbags. But this one here, like I said, Parisa Wang, I really want to give it a try because I like the story and I like that it was an Asian-owned founder as well, and an Asian-owned brand. So the thing with Parisa Wang, I have another one. I think it's up top, and Andrew's not home right now, so I have to wait. If I find it, I'll insert a clip. The leather is just not there. So upon opening it, there is a very distinct smell, and it feels, it smells almost plastically. The same with this leather here. I know it says it's, you know, kind of coated, and it does look gorgeous and it does look supple, but it does have a, even now, to this day, it has a very distinct smell of just kind of plastic or chemically. The handbag style I like. I think it's really cute, but I never found myself wearing it. I thought I would wear it in the summer, but I think it's the mix of the brown and black together that just throws me off a little bit. It might have been okay in a different color, but I think it's the quality. I think it's the actual quality of the handbag that I wasn't the biggest fan of. And like I said, this one says this is 100% calf leather, handmade in China. The tag is still on it. So I can't tell you about how this wears. Maybe I can let you know what my mom thinks of it, because I never wore this. But I think that it's just the initial kind of feel of the leather. It doesn't really feel like leather to me. It just feels like it's coated in some sort of chemical. So yeah, that's all I can think of to say about that brand. So next handbag brand I'm on the fence about, and I'll explain why. But it is Polene. So Polene, I think, is relatively new. I think they really became popular because people, like a lot of celebrities, were wearing their handbags, and that's sort of how I first saw it. Like Taylor Swift and all the Swifties were like, oh my gosh, I need that handbag now. But I love the style of this handbag. This is Nirvana. This one feels like leather, whereas this one does not feel like leather. And this Polene one, like, don't even get me started on the quality of this. This actually feels like leather. It's super soft and supple. I love the detail with the braided leather. I love the little charm. I think it's very well made. I think the only issue I necessarily have with this brand is that you can find so many styles that are similar to this at a relatively similar price point. I know that Coach has very similar handbags too. And then my other issue is their constant reliance on celebrities for this. So for me, I just don't know about this because of the hype around it. I'm not sure where this part of my clip went. It seems to have disappeared off my SD card, but I did want to mention the issue with transparency that Polene has been having. I will link Tanner Leatherstein's video down below because he did do a deep dive into Polene. I know that he really liked the handbag he received, but he noticed that they were listing Singapore as a manufacturing location when in reality he was finding that it was actually being manufactured in China. So I will link his video down below. It's really informative, and just so you can do your own research about the brand. I do like the handbag. I do think it is crafted beautifully. I just don't necessarily know about how it's going to last, and because the brand is still so new. So that's my thoughts on Polene. Moving on to the next handbag brand, it is Atelier's Auguste. I've had 2 handbags by them. This is the Monsu. I also had the mini Monsu, but I gave the mini Monsu away in a giveaway. So my thoughts on this. I think that the craftsmanship, the leather is impeccable. It's beautiful. Again, it feels like leather, not talking about those other brands. I think that where Atelier's Auguste really excels at is making very sort of classic, minimal handbags, a very sort of timeless shape. Now, for me, it's not a shape that, or a style that I necessarily resonate with. A lot of their handbag styles on Atelier's August are very structured. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I love very malleable, smushy, soft handbag. I don't really like one that's structured because I find that it tends to inhibit how much it can hold. So while this looks like a fairly large bag and you can kind of open it up like this, you really can't stuff it like that because it won't latch and close. So what you're working with is sort of what you see here. So while I think the leather, like I said, the craftsmanship is there and it's very high quality, the styles don't necessarily, I guess, go with my own personal style is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if I'd work with Atelier's August again, just because I don't use the style handbag. I think the only way I would work with them is to review them and then to just give it away to one of you guys that, you know, love this style. But so this was my own personal opinion. Like, if they came out with a tote, like a smushy tote or something, I would probably love it. But their current styles that they have, I just don't necessarily gravitate towards. So moving on to the 3 handbag brands that I would 100% recommend to you, we'll start with Kuyana. I love this handbag. This one is the easy tote in the small size. I also have the system tote. This leather is just, this is what I'm talking about. One that's so soft and so smushy. I have beat this. So I have thrown this one more than I have thrown this one because I stopped using this one after, like, I don't know, the 4th or 5th time of wearing it. I have thrown this. The leather and the quality of Kuyana is a million times better than Polene. I would say invest in a Kuyana handbag for sure. It's also a women-owned brand. They have a really amazing story too if you go and read about them. But I just love the style. I can't say enough good things about Kuyana. It fits so nicely over the shoulder, but it also has these 2 little handles if you want to carry it by hand. So I love the versatility of it. I find that I gravitate towards their styles that they put out a lot more than say the other brands that I've shown. So, but the quality, I would say the quality 100% with this leather is there. The straps, I have filled this up. People talked about it breaking. Like, this strap is not going to break. It's just so well made. You can see it's reinforced with stitches like a couple times there. So highly recommend Kuyana. I think the price point is amazing. They always have sales at Black Friday too. And then this one I haven't had for too long, so I'll talk briefly about it. But this is RSVP Paris. You might be seeing them quite a bit on YouTube. The reason why I think that this handbag brand is worth it is because the leather, the quality is there. This is such a beautiful, smooth calfskin. As soon as you take it out, if you like the smell of leather, which being someone that's plant-based primarily, I don't necessarily like the smell of it. My mom does, but like it was overwhelming when you opened it as opposed to sort of a plasticky smell. But I just love the attention to detail. I love the leather. I think that this is very well made too. I definitely use really premium leather, which I appreciate. And I think I love their styles. Their styles are just very creative and you don't really see anything like it out there. And that's what I really like about this handbag brand, is they're not doing the traditional kind of styles. They're very unique is what I want to say. I've used this one a couple of times now. I love it. I think it's the perfect little size. This has kind of replaced my Balenciaga Neo Noe, the city one, which is about the same size. And I used to love that handbag brand, but obviously right now I'm not really using my Balenciaga handbags. So I just love this little handbag. And like I said, the quality is there and I like the brand story and I like how unique and creative they are with their styles. And the last handbag brand will come as no surprise. I have 5 handbags by this brand. I want to show this one really quickly. This is the Song Mont Luna. I know so many people are using this handbag and gained a ton of popularity because of the crescent shape. I haven't talked about this one in a while, but this is also an amazing handbag. You can wear it so many different ways. That's the reason why I like Song Mont, is because there's so much versatility. I'll show you these 2 because they are my most recent. So much versatility in how you can wear them. Like this one here, you can change the style so it is more like a duffel. This is the Your bag, and then this is the drippy tote. I know some people asked if I could compare these 2. Hard to compare these 2 because I think they're very different styles. You know, this one I'd say is more for like a travel bag or if you have to take a lot with you, whereas this one here as kind of more like an everyday bag. They're both everyday bags. It's really hard to decide. I love Songmont, again, for a few reasons. They are Asian owned, they're women owned. A lot of their craftsman team is also 65 years and older. I love just the fact that they're employing an older generation, but the leather is just, again, super soft, supple. I've had my first Songmont bags now for I think like 5 or 6 years, and the leather is just the same. It's impeccable, it's gorgeous, they just age really well. The styles, again, are fairly unique. I find that they're very functional as well. They always come with lots of pockets, and if you're someone like me that likes to be organized, but you don't want to carry as much pouches as me, then the fact that Songmont always has tons of pockets is amazing. Their Your bag, for example, has the hidden laptop pouch in the back. Just so smart. The quality is there. I can't say enough good things about Songmont, so I'd say those are the 3 brands I would invest in. For sure, Songmont and Kuyana. I haven't had my RSVP Paris handbag long enough, but I do think that the quality is there. It's so unique. But number 1, I'd say Songmont and Kuyana are the number 1 handbag brands that I would recommend. So I hope that this was helpful. I tried to get through it as fast as possible. I know I can get really chatty, but please leave any of your questions down below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.